Hey guys, what's up? So today I thought I would tell you a story. I've never done a story time video before, but I thought it would be interesting because I don't really particularly have like a lot of crazy stuff that happens to me, but I have a couple of things that are just like, that's weird, why would that happen? So I thought today I would share one of those stories with you. Basically this story is going to be about the time I got completely ignored by a job. Basically what happened was, it was November, I was looking for a job, and I was like, okay, around now, the only type of job I'm going to find is seasonal. I was prepared for that. I applied to like 4 or 5 different places on one day, and then I applied to a couple more later on. I'm not going to say any specific places because I don't want like any kind of drama in that situation, so I'm not going to specify like the place that I was applying. But I got a call, and at the time my phone wasn't working properly, and so I didn't get the call specifically, and then they left a voicemail, but I didn't get the voicemail until like 4 days after that they left the voicemail. My phone decided that one day it was just gonna like give me all my voicemails, and I was like, cool, awesome, I've got a bunch of voicemails, I'll go look at them. So I'm listening to them and I realized they're from like multiple days ago. I'm like, huh, that's weird. I listened through like 2 of them, and then the third one is a voicemail from this place asking if I could come in for an interview, and you know, that kind of thing. The type of call you get after you apply to someplace and they are looking into you working there. So I called them back and I'm like, hey, sorry, I didn't get your voicemail until just today. I would love to come in for an interview. And the person on the phone was like, okay, can you come in today at 5? And I knew that was the time that they wanted me to come in. That's fine. Because it said it in the voicemail, and I was like, yeah, I can do that. That's perfectly fine. No problem. I'll see you then. So on that day, that whole phone call situation went on during my lunch break. At the time, I was taking classes for school. So that whole call situation went on during my lunch break, and I was like, okay, I get out at 4, I can go to the place, really, because the place was really close to where I was going to school. And so I was like, okay, cool, I can just shoot over there after school, everything will be fine, and I'll have my interview. Great! However, that didn't turn out as expected, because at 4 o'clock, I collect all my things to go, I go out to my car, I put all my things in my car, I sit down in the driver's seat, I put the key in the ignition,
and it doesn't start.
Yep. Nothing. And then it's just like a clicking sound, and then nothing happens at all. It makes no noise, it doesn't click, it doesn't try to start, it does nothing. So basically I'm like, great. So in other words, I have to figure out how to get from point A to point B in the next half an hour. Great, I have half an hour to get from where I am now to this place that I have a job interview. And so I call my mom and I'm like, what do I do? So she sends out my uncle. My uncle helps me get my car started. But obviously this takes time, and so I'm like, I don't have time to get there on time. And I don't have any way of getting there, and I don't have the time to get there if I had a way to get there. I could not go to the interview, and I was like, okay, I'll call them, I'll let them know, and I'll ask if they can reschedule it. So I call them, and I'm like, hi, I have an interview today at 5, but unfortunately, I am no longer able to make it. Can I reschedule? And they were like, oh, yeah, let me just check with the manager, that should be fine. And I was like, cool, awesome, great, I'll just reschedule, it'll be fine. So she goes to get the manager, as she said she's going to go and do, and she comes back, and she goes, yeah, sorry, he's busy, let me see if I can get somebody else to help you. And I was like, okay, that's fine, because that kind of thing happens, doesn't faze me. So I'm on hold again. The first time it was like 5 minutes, this time it's been like 5 minutes too. And she comes back and she goes, I'm sorry, there's nobody else that can help you at the moment, but I can have the manager call you again in a little while when he's not busy. And I was like, okay, cool. This is my number. Gave her my number. And she was like, okay, cool. I'll have him call you in a little while when he's done. And I was like, awesome, great. So I hang up the phone. Everything is gonna be done in a little while. Great, cool. Didn't think anything of it at all. So we're figuring out my car, and after a while, I don't get a call. And I was like, huh, that's weird. She said it probably wouldn't be too long, so that's strange. Maybe something came up or something. So my car starts. Awesome. It's past 5, I can't make it, so we take it to go get a new battery. We get the new battery, we put it in, everything is all set up back together again. My car is working, and it's great. And I still haven't gotten a call. Nothing. Nothing at all. I'm like, that's a little weird. Because it's nearing the time now. This has been like hours later. The place that I was applying to was in a mall. And I was like, it's nearing the time when the mall's going to close. Maybe I should call them back and see what's happening. So I call them back. And nobody answers. Like, there's just no answer. They're open. I know they're open because I've been there to this place at that time of day. But nobody answers. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'll just call back tomorrow. I didn't really think it was an issue or anything. So fast forward to the next day. It's around like noontime, little, like maybe 1 o'clock-ish. And so I give them another call, and I'm like, someone picks up, and I'm like, hi, I had an interview yesterday, I couldn't make it. I was told someone would call me to reschedule. And she was like, oh, okay, let me get the manager. It was a different person than I had spoken to the day before. So she was like, all right, let me get the manager for you, and I'll see what's up with that. And I was like, cool, thank you so much. So I'm on the phone. I only on hold for like 2 minutes this time, so that's not bad. Not that 5 minutes was bad, but it's a lot quicker than last time. And she comes back and she goes, I'm sorry, who was the manager you wanted to speak to? And I was like, I don't know. The girl I spoke to yesterday just told me she was going to get the head manager and that she would have him reschedule it for me. And she was like, oh, okay, the head manager, that's cool, awesome. Because I didn't know his name. She just said the head manager, the guy who was most in charge of the store, I figured. And she was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, she seemed to know who that was. And I was like, okay. I just kind of agreed, and she went back to getting him, I thought. And so she comes back about 2 minutes later. She comes back on the phone, and she goes, I'm sorry, he's busy right now. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, there must just be a lot going on in their store this week. Okay. And she was like, I'll have him call you back when he's done, and you'll reschedule with him. And I was like, okay, cool. So fast forward to the next day, haven't gotten a call, and I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna call them. I'm sure they'll call me, whatever. Fast forward to the next day, still haven't gotten a call. So I was like, the first girl said she was gonna write down my phone number and have the manager call me. Second girl told me she was gonna have the manager call me. And both times he was busy. Like, I understand managing a store is like a really big responsibility. I'm not saying that it's like not something where you're busy a lot. But I felt like that was like unnecessarily busy. And the thing is, one of the people, I knew someone who worked at that store, and that was the reason that I was applying to this store. And because me and one of my friends were looking for jobs, and we knew the girl who worked at the store because we went to school with her. And she was like, yeah, just apply there, it's really cool, we're looking for people, so just go ahead and apply. And so we both applied. She got a call, and she missed the call because we were in class, but they didn't leave a voicemail for her, and so she called back, and basically it said that they were closed. But it was like the middle of the day on a regular weekday, like half an hour after they had called her. So it was kind of weird. But we were like, why have we both, like, I mean, I got a call for an interview, I couldn't make it, was told I was going to reschedule, and I will tell you right now, I never got a call back from this place to reschedule my interview. Not after I called them back and asked again. Not after the first time, nothing. I never got a call, never had an interview there, ever. Not once. And neither did the other girl. And she called them back twice to make sure. And the second time, the person who answered was like,
"We don't have a record that we've called you. It's not here that we've called you, so."
And I was like, that's so weird. So, in the end, I don't know what happened really with that. And I'm sorry if that, like, leaves you on a cliffhanger kind of thing. But I thought it was so weird that both of us had applied there and gotten calls. I don't know if it was something to do with their phone system or if we were being ignored, which is kind of what it seemed like. And the girl that worked there said that they had hired people since we had both gotten calls. And people had come in for interviews after we had both gotten called. And between my call and her call. And so it was such a weird experience because we didn't understand, like, why, that it didn't make any sense at all. So I don't know what it was, but yeah, that was the story of the time that I was ignored by a job. I don't know, but that is my story. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up.